Little lighting adjustment just for Star Gods. I can't do it. It's too dark. Let's do that. Let's do it like that. All right. All right. Rob S., that's what she said. Oh, man. All right. Y'all motherfuck faces know what time it is. It's time for Validation Boy live stream. May 7th, 2018. 2 days removed from Cinco de Mayo. You know, and on Cinco de Mayo, I picked up a cover gig, hopped on bass. I'm a hired gun on the bass guitar, A couple different people use my skills, pay me well. Well, on Saturday, it was Cinco de Mayo, and I played in downtown Orlando. They cut off the main street, Orange Avenue. It runs right through the heart of downtown. Everything goes off of it. And along the way, there's a couple intersections that are very key intersections. One of them is called Wall Street. And over at Wall Street, it's kind of like a walking area. It's not an actual street you could drive your car through. I mean, at one point in history, back in the 1920s, I think you could drive a car through there. But it's long been blocked off, and it's always been the hangout spot. Back when I was in the early days of high school, that's where all the punk rock kids would conjugate, you know what I'm saying? Or I don't even know if that's the right word. We would all meet up there in the heart of downtown, and we took over the spot, and everyone would have their mohawks and their shaved heads and their combat boots and their leather jackets and their heavy metal shirts and their ripped up jeans and their, you name it, and their music blasting. We would bring a ghetto blaster out there, play tapes of like punk rock music, like The Exploited, Bami Ami, The Exploited, and shit like that, And we'd play our punk rock music and cause trouble, vandalize things, break shit, break into places, all that kind of shit, all that fun shit. Getting fights, all that good stuff. Those were the good old days, But now Wall Street is it's like a drinker's haven. It's all like college bro scene and shit now. And so, but the cool thing is though is that on big holidays they set up a monstrous fucking stage. And one of the guys who I play in a band with, well, he's a singer. He always has access to the best venues in Orlando because he networks. He's constantly working, playing gigs. He sings and plays guitar. He plays a lot of solo gigs, but he also has access to like all the best stuff. So I got paid to work from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. So that's 2 hours, but it also included like a 20-25 minute break right in the middle. So we did 2 sets, but then because of the fact that we had to end at 8 o'clock on the dot because of the premiere act, some band that they had hired to come there, big bucks, because there was many. It was the heart of downtown Orlando, Cinco de Mayo on a Saturday, so the fucking thing is packed. All the roads are cut off, and there's just like legions of fucking people. So I played to like hundreds of people, but it's old hat for old Validation Boy. It ain't nothing. And we played cover songs, and some 80s shit, whatever, mixed in with some 90s, mixed in with some fucking classic rock. A little bit of R&B stuff. Play Bump and Grind by R. Kelly. Believe it or not, a rock band playing Bump and Grind by R. Kelly. And the sort. And it was pretty badass because not only did I only have to work less than 2 actual hours, but it also rained for the first 20 minutes of our first 50-minute set. So I worked about like an hour, maybe a little bit over an hour. And I got 3 fucking bones for it, bro. 3 bones, dude. That's how you do it, 3 bills, 3 hun. You know what I'm saying? It's that good life. Got paid 3 hun and free, I don't drink alcohol, but as much beer as you could want. But they also have water there, thank goodness. So I drank tons of water. But all my band members just unlimited beer. We each get $300. It's crazy. Nothing but good times, and we play for less than an hour and 15 minutes total on stage. We bullshit between songs. fuck around with the crowd, kick these balloons back at the crowd. They keep throwing the balloons at us. We kick them back and shit. Everybody raise your fucking glass, Cinco de Mayo. Fuck yeah. Just bullshitting. Lanny from Canada watching a Raptors game. Maury McFizz flat earth says, I don't see nothing wrong with a bit of bump and grind. And he's dead nuts. Right, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Schlumminger says, congrats, VB. Well, I mean, this is old hat for VB, but it's nice. That's how I spent my weekend, you know, extra 3 fucking bones just to do basically nothing. And have hundreds of eyes upon you, you know. But, I mean, that's incidental because, you know, I'm playing cover songs. I'm just up there having a good time. I couldn't give 2 shits. If one of the band members completely misses their part, the rest of us kind of look over, and then the person comes back in on their part, and we just kind of laugh it off. It's no big deal. We're getting paid so fat. We don't even care. We don't even care if it sounds good or sounds bad. The monitor mix is a fucking horrible and shit. I'm just like, yeah, just put more bass in my monitor, dude. You know, because they had a full sound stage, you know, with this roof over it and all this shit, and it like takes up the whole, you know, basically a street. It's the width of an entire, you know, downtown city street, and what, 6, 7, 8 feet in the air, you know. Lanny from Canada. You know, I've been thinking, guys, maybe I should have Lanny from Canada come into the show tonight. What do you guys think about that? Put a 1 in here if you want Lanny from Canada to appear on Validation Boy live stream tonight. Lanny puts a 1. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna go for a little bit, Lanny, and then I'm gonna take a very short break, and that's when I'm gonna bring you in. Oh wow, Christopher Chapin Roberts, Lanny from Canada. Okay. NASA fondles balls has joined us and says, what's the difference between a pregnant teenager and a light bulb? You can unscrew the light bulb. Jed Skeptic says 1. Yeah, Jed Skeptic has been requesting a conversation between Lanny from Canada and Validation Boy. And, you know, I've never spoken to Lanny from Canada. And it would be an ice cold call. And he would be more than welcome to join Validation Boy live stream. And I will be a very warm and inviting guests. And what do I just talk about? Man, I'm fucking on 4 hours of sleep. I'll be a warm and inviting host to my guest. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully Lanny from Canada is as cool as Jed says he is. And I believe that he is, probably. And we'll just have a nice conversation about whatever Lanny from Canada wants to talk about. Because Validation Boy livestream is wide open to suggestions at this point. You know, I've explained how the intangible argument pretty much was the end of the road. I've explained it many times. Tim and Soundly and Jem had a show, you know, 8 days ago or so. They gave me a brilliant opportunity to fucking speak about it once again last week on Monday night's Validation Boy live stream. The intangible argument ends the whole debate. It really does. I mean, I called it then. I called it now. Called it last week. Called it months ago. You know? Okay, I got you, Lanny. I got you, Lanny. I'm definitely bringing you in here. So I guess you're ready, Lanny, right? I mean, like, I'm going to go for, you know, a couple minutes here. Just a couple minutes, and then I'm going to bring you in. You know, it's one of the best screen names, one of the best usernames of all times. NASA fondles balls. Everybody check out Andres, like I say every single show. Check out Andres, subscribe to him. I know his sub count is growing. He's got that content pouring out. He's got that subscriber count notching up. Lanny says, yeah, I need a few. Yeah, no worries, bro. Twitwit says, CaNaDa. That's what she thinks of you Canadians. Christopher says, can someone explain the intangible argument? NASA fondles balls says, VB can't get enough of my name. Yeah, it's true. But Christopher, yeah, can someone explain the intangible argument? Yeah. You've heard it many times before. All you got to do is go back to pretty much any Validation Boy live stream. But if you really want to hear me dig into it nice and deep, just go ahead and watch my latest live stream before this one. You know? Or you can watch one called, what is it? Flat Earth, Why the Eclipse Doesn't Matter. You know? And it says, Flat Earthers, stop being stupid on the thumbnail. Rory's. Who's Rory's comment? Okay, let's see Rory. We're a slave off the system. They're liars, and they're trying to make us believe their lies. I will protect my daughters to the death. Twitwood says, I'd explain it, but I doubt you'd feel it, to Christopher. Oh, is Christopher not a flat earther? The intangible argument is all-consuming. It's like, it's the end of the road. You know, it creates a roadblock that no globe Earth proponent really can get past. It's a very big, broad, logical conclusion that nobody can deny. You know what I'm saying? For real. It's undeniable. NASA Fondle's Balls, in fact, said that, you know, the argument is basically infallible. It really is. Vortex bending super refraction whirlwind hyena. Better than your average Coke hyena. Says, shout out to VB, the most dynamic of them all. I try to be dynamic, you know. Maybe I'm just schizoid. You know what I'm saying? Vortex bending super refraction whirlwind hyena says GPV sucks. Yeah. Rory McFizz Flatter says, you're one of the best shows I've ever seen, Validation Boy. Thank you very much, Rory. Is this really the Rory McFizz? Like McFizz Boom? From back in the day? Anyways, you know. So, okay. I guess here in the South, you know, even if you're a doctor, and even if a pizza guy brings you a pizza all the way to the hospital, it's pretty much like miles and miles away from where his pizza shop is. And with his own gas, you know, and everything. And he delivers it to you, you know. And you're a black female, you just apparently don't tip. Because I already paid y'all, you know. And also because slavery 400 years ago or something. And I guess that's just how it works in the South. I'm just letting you guys know. So don't be surprised next time you're delivering a pizza to someone in the South and that's the situation and you don't get tipped. Because give me a fucking break, dude. Doctors who don't tip, right? Most doctors tip about 12, 15 bucks just for delivering one fucking pizza to their office. They'll hand you wads of cash and shit. Thank you. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Not this time. Just letting you guys know. All right, so anyways. Twitwood says, oh, VB getting some sub loving. Yeah, well, here's the thing. They're all quite like out of nowhere and very fast. Maybe when you hit 1,000, YouTube shoots you up and then like puts you in a lot more people's way and then more people click on it. I don't know. I think YouTube like promoted me because I hit 1,000 or something like that. But I don't know if I hit the 1,000 because of someone with a bunch of sock accounts. I mean, I don't mind if someone wants to have tons of sock accounts and subscribe to me. It's just that I'm weary because I know that what if I say the wrong thing? What if this person's a schizo who's doing this and they've given me 75 fake subs out of nowhere? And then they decide that they want to take it all away. And I go back down to like 920 and shit, you know? So, I mean, you know, I don't know. I feel like that could happen any day. And I feel like, you know, if I were to sit here and get cocky and like be all happy and proud of my 1,000 subs, even though I was just not even cocky and I was just like happy and stuff about it, I know that whoever's out there doing it would probably just at that point then try to humiliate me or hurt me or something by like taking all those subs away. So it doesn't really matter, you know? It doesn't really matter in the end. And you know what else doesn't matter? Okay. Let me present a hypothetical situation. Not saying that this happened to me last night at all or anything, like exactly. But hypothetically, you know. Okay. So let's just say I was a driver and I made my drop at this dead end, you know. It's like 3 houses until the cul-de-sac, until the dead end itself on the right-hand side. Pull in, stop there, delivered the fucking product. Get back in my fucking car, do a little U-turn, or not a U-turn, kind of a 3-point, and because it's not really a cul-de-sac, it was more of just like a straight dead end. So a little bit of a 3-point, you know. And then I'm cruising back out, literally just idling by taking my foot off of the gas and off of the brake. You know, just idling while I take the, you know, the paper that had been signed and I shove it into this little hole, this whole thing that I have that, so at the end of the night I can have them. So I'm just literally idling, and there's two older women out there. Oh, one looks like your normal soccer mom / grandmom in between. Couldn't tell, just getting older, you know. And but clean cut, normal, you know. Vibrant, healthy person, you know what I'm saying? And with her is the crotchety old witch, the angry, man-hating lesbian, covered in freckles, you know, in her late 60s, or looks like she's in her late 60s, is probably in her mid 50s. Okay. And she's out there, and she's what many people might consider calling white trash. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying whatever, but, you know, like that. And she's got her hair dyed jet black, and it's down past, you know, her knees, because she's like a white trash. Okay. And witch. And they're having a conversation about property values or something. And this is a little bit older neighborhood. You know, it's built in the 1950s. 60s, 50s, 40s, maybe even. But it's still nice, you know, but there's not many like little kids running around, but it's definitely like the 3rd or 4th generation of families that have come and gone from these homes, you know, over time, bought and sold and everything. And old witchy trash, angry dyke, bull dyke, angry grandma psycho, white trash meth head, has all kinds of shit in her lawn. All kinds of garbage and junk and shit, right? And to each their own, you know, everyone, you got your property, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? And then the soccer grandma, or whatever you want to call her, is over there, and they're talking about property values. I think she was trying to suggest something. And I think the old witch lady, you know, was getting aggravated, because I could hear their whole fucking conversation the whole fucking time I was in the doing my job in the cul-de-sac over here with these other people. And so as I'm pulling out, I literally am idling the fucking car. An old meth witch has to pop out and say, slow down, like as if she's some fucking hero. She's the hero of the fucking day. She did some fucking noble fucking deed. And I guess it was to just like, to suggest and pretend to this neighbor of hers that was basically punking her on the way that her house looks. Because everybody else in the shit has their shit clean and nice. And then there's old crack meth granny, the witch, with her hair down past her fucking butt, and you know what I'm saying? Creepy old white trash woman with no shoes on and shit. Whatever, though, whatever. I'm not hating on her for that, because, you know, country folk can survive, okay? But, you know, when you want to jump out in front of me, when I'm literally not even on my gas pedal, okay? And there's nobody, especially no fucking kids, anywhere to be seen on this street. There's not even barely cars in some of the driveways, all right? She has to jump out in front of me just to show off to this other woman, act like she cares about this neighborhood, you know, or something. Or basically, she saw a strong man succeeding at life, doing a good job and smiling and being happy and bringing joy to people's lives and shit, you know? And she didn't like it because she fucking hates men and shit. You could tell she's a fucking man-hating dyke pig and shit anyways. And fucking, you know, she has to do all this shit. So what I do is I actually hit my brake 20 feet before I even get to her, and I casually brake and cruise right up to her. See, so she's saying slow down. I've already had my foot on the brake before she even said that, basically. And fucking, because I was anticipating it, because I could see this demonic look in her fucking eye the whole time, just even when I cruised into the dead end just to do my drop. Okay. I was like, oh, here comes fucking trouble. Psycho Granny, the witch demon, crack meth fucking demon, has something to say and shit. Oh, great and shit. Freckle dyke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm anticipating it. I basically pull up to her and roll down the shotgun window. She feels so comfortable. She's put her hand right up all on my car, right all up in the shit on the window and shit, you know? So I give it a little with the thing, zap her hand a little bit. And then she still keeps her hand there. And she's like, and I'm like, so what's going on? What were you saying? And she says, well, you need to slow down. I was like, well, you realize that I was idling and I hit my brakes and slowly cruised up to you. So how fast do you think I was going? Well, the speed limit here is 15 and you were accelerating. I was like, no, I was actually on my brake. I was going about 3 or 4 miles an hour. This is ridiculous. I said that right to her face. Now, the normal woman, the more normal woman, is back behind this woman and is looking at me and is confused because I'm standing up to this fucking demon, okay? Standing up to her right in front of her fucking face. All right? And I tell her, yeah, this is completely ridiculous. And she goes, yeah, you are ridiculous. And I said, well, you know, I really wasn't speeding. And she said, well, you know, and then because of the drugs that she was on or the alcohol that she was on, she decided to go into some elaborate scenario and paint this vivid picture of how there's some deaf kid that lives somewhere on the street. And even though there's no sign for that, okay. And whenever there's a deaf child, there is a fucking sign. In Orlando, there's signs are everywhere. It's big time, big law, big deal in Orlando, okay? Or in Florida, okay? So the sign, if there really is a legitimate deaf kid, there will be a fucking sign. There's no fucking sign there, okay? So she's making up stories about some deaf kid. She's making up all these fucking elaborate stories about people's pets and all this shit. And this is like a bleak old, it's like 7 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying, at this point? So nobody's really outside doing anything. You know, it's like the nightfall. People are settling in. Sunday, people are, you know, ordering pizzas and shit, you know, fucking. It ain't playtime. And so she's making up these elaborate fucking tales of how I'm going to have blood on my car. And, oh, you got a nice car, but it's going to have blood on it. And girl, you have blood all over my car. Like doing some kind of theatrical reenactment of some imaginary fucking scenario she's having in her fucking cracked out fucking brain and shit. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, so are we cool? Are we cool, bro? And she puts her fist all up in my fucking car, like almost up to my face, like to fist bump and shit. And I said, no, we're not fucking cool. And get your fucking hands off my car. She's like, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Where do you work? And I said, call him right the fuck now. Write the number down and call him right now. And she's like, well, and I was like, yeah, well, fuck you too, you know? Because I'm not going to take it. And then the other neighbor, she couldn't even fucking, you know? But this is all hypothetical. This didn't all really happen. I'm just saying, what if a scenario like that happened? How good would it feel to tell someone those things, right? How good would it feel, you know? But yeah, people want to fuck with me. People want to fuck with the fucking strong, you know, white man and shit, really. Really just a strong man. That's how out of control these fucking women are these days in this disgusting society. And I live in the wrong fucking town, dude. I live in the most liberal, gay-friendly, fucking cucked out GPV fucking altar building fucking town in the Southeast. It's like the worst of the worst. It's even worse than Miami here. It's disgusting. So that's the kind of shit people have to deal with hypothetically. You know what I'm saying? Fucking demon fucking cuntresses fucking thinking that they can just, you know, she was all pissed off basically because that neighbor was punking her, making her feel like shit. So what'd she do? Oh, she turned around and thought that she could fucking abuse the guy who's in a uniform. He can't say nothing to me when he's in a uniform. And that ain't even the worst of it. Then I get back to the fucking shop. Oh man, you don't even want to know. I'm not even going to tell that story. It would all be hypothetical anyways. So looking around, I do my fucking rounds on Monday after I get home from work. I do my rounds on the fucking YouTube scene. You know, I'm not subscribed to these people. I might as well just fucking subscribe to them. I don't want to subscribe to these fucking people though. They do not deserve my subscription. So luckily their names are stored in the search. So I hit the first letter and then they come up. And then I hit the search thing on my tablet, and it's basically a list of all these people that I like to talk a little bit of smack about. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I predicted, I guess I was wrong. There's still no actual proof. Someone could be posting from her channel. Lucy Lemonsss could be dead. Okay. They were talking about a May Day, May 1st. We're all leaving. We're all going. Can't believe we're going. Oh, we'll be with you, sister. You're a goddess. We'll see you there and shit. And they never said where it was. And I thought there was going to be a big Jim Jones quasi-luminous fucking suicide pact on May 1st. We haven't seen any actual footage of the people, Marmar or Flat Earth Paradise or Lucy Lemonsss since that date. What if quasi-luminous has all their YouTube phones and is just mirroring from their accounts, mirroring other people's videos onto their accounts, acting as if he's them, and they're all dead? What if they're all dead? What if their suicide pact was a real thing? Seriously. I mean, this is all speculation, complete and utter 100% speculation. So I'm not saying that people are dead or anything. I'm just saying, what if they are? They're going to have to prove that they're not, you know. I hope they didn't all kill themselves. That'd be fucked up. But that's what it was looking like. And I was serious when I said that shit last week. I was wondering, should people call the fucking police? Like, what the fuck is going on? But, you know, it's social media. Could just be some hoaxery. Could just be some tossing about, if you will. Okay. Yeah. I was going to talk about Daphne Rimmel. I'm not sure. I don't think I will. Too touchy. Michael Jackson was a fucking psyop. Just letting you guys know that. And then also, okay, so check it out. You know, I'm going to be honest. A lot of you guys aren't going to like this. It's very strange. But, you know, my woman, she loves singing. She's a music aficionado. Okay. She loves music. She really, really, really loves music. She loves singers. So we watch singing competitions just for entertainment. And because sometimes there's hidden gems and someone can pull off a performance that fucking blows your mind and rocks your socks off. Like there's a guy right now named Ray Shun or something on The Voice. And he's had about 3 or 4 performances in a row that are just really ass kicking fucking singer. This black guy, he fucking rules. He's like an amazing badass performer and shit. And you just get hidden gems like that on these shows sometimes. But for the most part, they suck. And we laugh at how bad. We just like constantly look at each other and say, do you hear that? Oh my God. Oh, I'll be like, oh, totally flat or sharp, or the whole verse was flat, you know? And being in the musical fucking mind that I am, I love analyzing it. And then I love watching the band because they have this like amazing fucking bands, you know, that play the background music and shit. And there's a whole backstory with that. And you can see the guitar players switching and doing different parts. All the shit that I can tell her all about that she knows nothing about, all that technical stuff about music. And I could sit there and I could just tell her all these details and she loves hearing about it. And it's awesome. But, you know, so there's this show, The Voice, and then there's this show, American Idol. And American Idol had ended, you know, and American Idol was always a joke. No one ever really watched that, you know. But its last few seasons before it ended, we did watch it, you know. just because we had been watching The Voice and we're like, oh, this is sort of like it. But then when we watched it, it was just like, we watched it to see how bad it was. And we would just basically talk shit about it and make fun of it the whole time and fast forward through most of it. You know, we'd fast forward through like the judges talking and all that bullshit. We just literally just listen to the people singing and then skip through everything else and wait till we see them on the stage singing. And then we watch that and then just skip past everything else and shit just to see if there's any good music, you know, or any good singing. Because sometimes there's good people in there. Sometimes there really is. And it's all just for entertainment. It's all just to keep it fresh, and because she likes to have constant new music, you know. And well, the thing is that, okay, so this season of The Voice, you know, there's some amazing singers like there always is, and then a fucking American Idol. Okay, now ABC bought American Idol off of NBC or wherever the fuck it was, Fox or where? No, it was on Fox. ABC bought. Now ABC owns fucking Disney. So no, wait. Disney fucking owns ABC. Disney owns fucking ESPN. Disney owns Star Wars. And now Disney owns American Idol. Okay. And, you know, fucking Disney owns everything. Disney owns fucking everything almost right now, except for anything that's not Fox, you know, and NBC and shit. But American Idol is so atrociously bad. Now, the people that are on the show, they're at the top 7 right now. Of those 7 people, there's literally 2.5, maybe sometimes 3 actual whole people that can fucking actually sing. Okay? And 2 of those 3 sound like super whiny Frozen soundtrack, theatrical, you know, stage play performing like, I'm a Disney character. I'm a whiny Disney character. Everything I do is an act. You know, those type of fucking people and shit. But they actually have perfect pitch and they can sing great. But they just sound like they're from the fucking Frozen soundtrack or some shit. Or from Despicable Me, the soundtrack and shit, you know. The female voice singing, half talking, joking, fucking 101 Dalmatians and shit. Whatever, you know, Lion King shit. And then maybe there's one other person. I can't even think of who it actually even is, though, you know. But not really. There's like 2 people that can sing. And when they do, it sounds like shit. And they're fucking annoying as sin. And you just want to fucking stab them in the fucking face and tell them to shut the fuck up and shit. You know, and then you got fucking Katy Perry, the whore of Babylon, the epitome of all that is demonic and shit, okay? The most disgusting, decrepit creature that has ever been involved in Hollywood, okay? And then you got Lionel Richie. Oh, what a shame. What a badass musician. What a shame that he has cucked himself out and sold out and now works for the Disney product. And then you got Luke Bryan, some poser-ass ripoff of Blake Shelton and shit, you know what I'm saying? Some poser punk bitch ripoff. Cheese dick and shit. And these are the judges and shit. So it's just disgusting. And all 3 of them sit there and just encourage. Okay, now these people go up on the stage on this American Idol show and they fucking cannot sing at all. And I'm not just saying they can't sing because I don't like the way they sound. No, they from a producer's, from someone with perfect pitch, from someone who is a recording artist, from someone who's a live performer with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gigs under my belt in all kinds of states, several countries and shit. I'm telling you, these people literally they don't actually know technically, like, this is how singing, the art of singing is actually operates. Like, they don't know how to sing. You understand what I'm saying? They literally don't know what they're doing on the stage. And they're just freeballing it. And they're fucking atrociously bad. Their pronunciation is fuck all. Okay? Their fucking delivery is cringy. Their stage presence is awkward. Okay? Their pitch is more up and down than fucking Katy Perry on a fucking in a producer's backstage and shit. And fucking it's just disgusting. It's the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. It is atrociously fucking bad. Like, we sit there and we laugh. We have to fast forward through some of the people. We're like, okay, we listen about 10 seconds. We're like, I can't do it. Because the person's like snort farting and shit on stage. And then the song is done. And then the crowd is, yeah, they get paid to, yeah. And then fucking Lionel Richie and Katy Perry and Luke Bryan are sitting there telling them that they're a fucking unique and they're a fucking star and they're so fucking special and shit. It is the ultimate gaslighting. It is the ultimate gaslighting. It's even worse than that show, America's Got Talent. Okay, at least on that show, they're somewhat honest. And they're like, nah, you suck. No. On this show, no. Everyone is a fucking golden hidden gem. That's the next fucking Beyonce. Not even Beyonce. The next fucking Whitney Houston and shit. Everyone's the next fucking Hank Williams Jr. and shit. It's just fucking, give me a break, dude. These people are beyond unskilled and unworthy to be on a television show about singing. And then you go and you watch The Voice, and the worst singer on The Voice is still 10 times better than the very best singer on American Idol on their best day. Okay? It's that disparate. Okay? It's that vastly different. And it's super, super gaslighting. And the show is, what it's about is, it's the government and Disney, same thing, basically, psyoping and using iTunes and going by votes, instead of using votes, deciding on who gets to advance by number of times this person's version of this song that they sang on American Idol got bought on iTunes or whatever, how many times it was purchased. And so these people sing these like fucking garbage. Okay. And then these judges get up there and tell them how fucking special they are. The whole thing is one big government Disney test to see if they could just literally gaslight people into believing that they just saw a good singing performance when they clearly did not. When what you saw was worse than a fucking middle school talent show most of the time. I mean, cracking voices. Oh, man. And then they have their agendas. They have these racial agendas and these homosexuality and transgender agendas. And there's always a couple open transgenders that are slipped in for no reason. It's insane, man. It's insane. It's the worst. And now today we're watching it and we're like, there's some people. She says to me, I don't even know why we're even still watching this show. Should we even keep watching? I was like, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Fucking trash and shit. Gold-plated voices. Huh. Everyone gets a fucking trophy. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting, man. This guy's such a psyop. And then people go and they buy the shit on iTunes, I guess. I guess that's how it works. You know? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a short break. At the end of the break, right before I get back in, I'm at that point going to send Lanny from CaNaDa the join link. And Lanny, if you would, please do not share this link with anybody else at all. And do not share the link with anyone, please, Lanny, because I'd like to have a conversation with you. Seem like you'd be a pretty interesting guy, according to Jed. And then I'll bring you in. And then once you show up, we will commence. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. All right, what's going on, man?
Hey, I made it onto the validation show. I feel validated. Oh, wait, I got to turn down my darn YouTube. So how you doing, man? It's I've checked out your shows over the past couple months here. I didn't really see your shows before. I seen you a couple years ago when you made that funny video with the logos on your face for IPS.
Okay.
That's when I first seen you. I thought that was hilarious because I was someone that was also going after Mr. IPS at the time on my old channel. Shout out to
Oh,
Anonymous Farm. I just want to say shout out to a non-farm. He's a buddy of mine. Hey there, hi there. And
true.
Ohio
Yeah.
and Jed. And, yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all in here. No, that you're talking about when I had a beanie on and I had like satanic symbols all over my hands and face and everything.
Yeah, actually, I think if you'll notice in my room, because people think I'm a satanic shill, and you'll probably see a lot of things in my background that make people think that, but it's not true. I just like heavy metal music and Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath is the first heavy metal band, aren't they?
They're the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I know. I love their first 8 albums, man.
Yes, sir.
And I even like the first 2 with Ronnie James too.
Yeah, I like them too. I can dig them. Even the dude from Deep Purple, I didn't mind that album.
Yeah, my girl, I showed her, she's like, what's all the hype about Black Sabbath? She never knew about that because she listened to a lot of like more country music and stuff growing up.
Yeah, yeah.
And so she knew all about Metallica and Slayer and all that shit, but she didn't know about, Black Sabbath. I told her, no, Black Sabbath is the fucking originators, And I showed her the old Ozzy stuff, and she was like, it's all right. And then I showed her those Ronnie James Dio albums, and she fucking loved them, man. And she fucking like Children of the Sea,
Nice.
she that's like her favorite Ronnie James Dio Black Sabbath song.
Yeah.
But yeah, because she loves that like because he had that kind of like Queen approach, just like rock opera, like the rock gods.
Yeah, I used to hate that shit. I never gave that shit any chance before, and then I started to appreciate later on of how good those people actually are. Because I'm a singer and I play stuff too. I heard you playing music, and I like to dabble in music a bit too. But
yeah.
But those guys, I was in metal bands, and then lately I'm just more of kind of a folksy kind of make silly songs and whatnot, and actually I don't know. Do you know the Murdoch crew? The silly crazy guys, like Brian and Johnny Murdoch and Bob and Dex. It's like the Christian shill guys. They think everyone's a satanic CIA shill working for Patricia Steer. I think you've talked about Brian before.
Oh, Brian, yeah, he's part of a group of dudes. I didn't know that.
Oh, the Murdoch crew. You don't know him, Johnny Murdoch and.
Oh, Johnny Murdoch. Okay, and who else would be?
Bobby's in there, the French Canadian guy. He's one of the best pictures on YouTube.
What about the John Cumby or something like that?
Oh my God, yeah, he wanted to beat me up. He said he was gonna come and stomp my bitch ass out. That John Cumby guy. No, that was a couple months ago, and then he disappeared. I haven't seen him since because I called him out for being this Jonathan Pollard Israeli spy guy that was busted in America years ago because he looks just like him. I don't know if you ever heard about that Jonathan Pollard guy. He's one of the famous guys to actually get busted in America as an Israeli spy.
I never heard of that. But you know who John Cumby really looked like to me?
Who?
He really looked like he could be the little brother of that wrestler Earthquake.
Tugboat.
Didn't he look like Tugboat, right? No, not Tugboat, but Earthquake.
Oh, okay. I thought Tugboat was the brother.
Yeah, John Cumby is Earthquake's little brother, man.
I don't know. I'm a little afraid of him because he was like rubbing pictures of people on his belly, and he was coming out with all these the Cumbyisms, and these guys in the Murdoch crew, they worship him. They actually have an altar where they pray to him, they bow down, and they talk about him every week. They make channels about him. It's crazy. It's interesting.
God, man.
But there's a whole thing going. You probably know Glenn, Vancouver, BC. He's a guy that's been around for years that's attacking people.
I have my whole I have my own whole legacy and drawn out many year-long saga with Glenn. So
okay. So you know the Glenninator. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even want to trash Glenn on this show
actually,
anymore.
Glenn likes me. He's he actually liked me years ago because I was just a nice guy playing music. I didn't know about the angry side of Glenn. And he's actually attacking. He's been going for weeks now against the Murdoch crew. There's a whole drama scene that I'm involved in, and I'm just kind of trying to have everyone chill. And I make silly songs about it. But
okay,
yeah.
See, man. I didn't know about all that, man.
You're missing out. You're missing out on the YouTube drama.
I know. I used to be one of the big daddies of drama in the YouTube flatter scene, but I've kind of backed away.
Just kind of chill. That's where I'm kind of thinking it's getting a little too crazy. I need to back out a little. You just kind of make diss tracks.
People get upset. Well, they're not upset with me, but I know that they won't say that they are, but I know they are, like Star Gods and Dan Pratt and Flat Earth Reset. They don't like the fact that I won't attack Patricia with them, even though I easily could and all that stuff. I just don't. I just choose not to because
I get in trouble for that too by the Murdoch crew. They think I'm Patricia Steer pays me because she came along. I had a video where my mom passed away in November. And I had a video about it. Thanks, man. I know it sucks. And actually, there's some other drama went down this week. My stupid stepdad's already dating someone else, and I want to smack him. But that's another story. But when I made a video about it, Patricia Steer left a nice comment saying, like, I lost my father back in the day, and I never talked to her before. This is, a few months ago. I never followed the Flat Earth potato crew. I kind of followed the other side of Flat Earth, and because I didn't like Mark Sargent. But she left a nice comment, so I was like, I don't know, she's nice to me. I can't say anything mean to her. She hasn't said anything rude. Why should I be mean to her? And they're like, oh, she's a CIA shill. Her name has agent in it. Or no, that's the other guy. Yeah, she's a CIA in her name, and they say she's a guy, and it just gets very deep with these people. And I tried to interview her, but she didn't want anything to do with it because she said she doesn't get involved with the spine elbow thing that these guys think, she's involved with. What do you think? So you think she's just a normal person, or do you think she's trouble?
I mean, Patricia Steer is a very complicated, situation and stuff. I mean, let's think about it. What we do know about Patricia Steer is that, according to her and according to the consensus and Mark Sargent and what everybody knows and what she said about herself and what she's put out pictures of herself and everything as a kid. Basically, she, never really had to work her whole life and had like a rich dad and still worked and owned some businesses, but basically just has a massive inheritance. And Flat Earth Reset and all these guys get on their case about the fact that they travel and everything. But, she's like a trust fund baby, I'm pretty sure. And she just is like stacked. I mean, she probably has I bet Patricia just has uncountable money, like money coming out of the wazoo. But she says that she doesn't and stuff, but I mean, how else do you not really work and have, $60,000 cars and $1 million homes and stuff like that? I mean, obviously she's set for life, and maybe she just likes social media. I mean, she's been on social media since its inception, apparently. Other people have researched and seen that she's been doing vegan stuff or whatever she's been involved in since back in the day. So I think that she's just a social media person, and I think that she liked the whole flat earth niche and how it was so unique and so different. And she probably felt like it made her feel special, like a lot of people do when they find out about flat earth. They feel like super special now, And in contrast to what everyone around, because all right, like flat earth, when you discover it, usually you're kind of like an island unto yourself. Usually, It's usually you discover it by yourself and nobody around you at all fucking wants to talk about it with you, or they think you're crazy and all that shit. All those cliches. So in her life, what she surrounds herself was lots of social media, I'm sure. Apparently she was all involved in it and stuff. So relative to her in her life, flat earth was that unique thing that set her apart. And that's probably something that she always wanted. And, really highly intelligent people like her, like myself, and apparently like you too, we like to feel that way. We like to feel like we're kind of like a little bit better than other people around us sometimes. It kind of keeps us going. I can't speak for you, but I know that it does. It's like one of those things that I need every once in a while. I need to feel like I actually am special. Otherwise, it's like, man, what's the point of all this, right?
Yeah.
But, and I think that she's just writing that out. And I think that she's getting mainstream attention for it. She's getting to be on documentary. She's got her face in the thumbnail of like ABC News clips at night, and 2020 segments and all that kind of stuff, and she's just writing it out, and it's just she wants to be maybe famous from it. And I don't like that there's people out there that are trying to get famous off flat earth. Obviously, I call myself a flat earth conservative and all that shit. And, I mean, I just me and her used to talk, or, like text on Skype and stuff like that quite a bit for a while, but not anymore. I attacked her so hard when I came out, and she killed me with kindness. And she really was actually kind of a quality stand-up person to me from a certain point when we resolved everything. And from that point on, she's always been like, she's always had my back. She's even told me about things that are going on. I'm like, giving me heads up on things and shit like that. It's like, wow, she really is stand up to me. And like everybody else hates her guts. And I see she's an easy target, like fucking Daphne Rimmel came out with that video. Did you see that?
I didn't. I didn't really watch it because I saw it was with the Jake guy, and I'm not a big fan of him. I don't know. He's kind of a dick. But the thing I find bad about Patricia is her association with Mark, and Mark's association with always promoting Flat Earth Society. And it's undeniable that he's steering people towards the stupid Flat Earth Society, because it's always out of his fucking mouth and in every interview. So it's clearly steering people into a dumb direction in the Flat Earth. And I don't know why she doesn't call him out for that shit. and she's always, you know, kind of he's her main sidekick kind of thing.
Yeah, I can't speak for Patricia, but I feel like what her strategy is in dealing with all these kinds of things is the fact that she can always play the journalist card. Well, I have everybody on my show. I've had Dan Pratt on my show. I've had IPS on my show. I've had, you know, Nathan Oakley. So she could say, I'm just doing it for journalism's sake and stuff like that. She can always play that card. So I
have a question about Dan Pratt, because the Murdoch crew, they claim that Dan Pratt went to high school with Tim Steer, and they were friends, and they all went to high school together. And that's he used to live in Houston, and then we know Dan Pratt lived there, but they're saying they're all connected. What do you think of that? Have you heard that? Is that on your radar?
I have not heard that at all.
Okay, they claim they have proof that Dan Pratt and Tim Steer, maybe they played in a metal band together, and they're besties. That's and Mark is Pat's boss, says Anonymous Farm.
Okay. 1 second.
Yes, sir.
I remember a couple months back, maybe even almost a year back, Dan Pratt coming out with a video talking about, or a series of videos talking about this. Yeah, I remember him talking about this, how people were accusing him of having gone to high school with them. That's very old news, though, isn't it?
I don't know, because that's the thing. I never followed any of this, so this is all sort of new to me. I came in watching, obviously, I don't know, a lot of people started watching Eric Dubé shit, and then I thought ODD made cool videos, and then Eric Dubé started coming up with the Nazi stuff and the Hitler songs, and I was like, yeah, that might kind of scare people off of Flat Earth. And then people started saying ODD was touching chicks, so then I was like, oh, I can't, you know, we got to stay away from him. So, and I didn't know who to watch anymore. Dave Murphy seemed like a friendly guy. You know, but it's really, I'm a dummy, you know, I mean, I got straight D's, and it really clicked with me when I heard the oceans curving around a spinning ball. I was like, yeah, it doesn't make sense. They're connecting and they're curving, and it's and, you know, just logically didn't make sense. The natural sense of stuff made sense to me. And I could see the hoax in the, you know, you can just make numbers and math mean anything, and then the obvious CGI pictures. So that all seemed like, okay, I can see the bullshit, but I'm too dumb to prove anything. So who am I supposed to follow? And then everyone's a shill, and then this guy's disinformation. So, you know, it turns out to be stupid. Like 9/11 got nowhere. We all fucking were 9/11 for, I don't know, I was 15 years. It did nothing. No one did shit. JFK, no one did nothing. So, I mean, the Flat Earth, no one's going to do nothing. We're all this kind of, that's why I'm in the drama world now, and I'm making diss tracks about the Murdoch crew. So you should check them out.
No, yeah, I'll check them out. But I'm right there with you, man. Like, I've been talking about the people of Flat Earth more than anything else for the longest time now. But yeah, as far as Dan Pratt goes, if he says that that's not true, I pretty much believe Dan Pratt. I don't think Dan Pratt's just some fucking guy, man. You know, just
that's
like me, just like you.
Some guy.
He's just some fucking guy, man. Like, I don't see why people, and like, what is he shilling for? And what, he's got his couple hundred, you know, subs and stuff, 1,000 subs and stuff like that. At one point, he had like 2,600.
He had 6,000
sure
at one point. He had like one of his first few channels. He had 6,000. I was like, you're in Houston. You got at least 6,000. Maybe you get 500 to show up at NASA and protest. Do it, man. He's like, no, nothing can be done. Nothing can be done. And then like a year or so later, he's like, people should be protesting in front of NASA when he's living in fucking Denver. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And then he's starting to say, I need help to move. And he gets all these free tools. So that kind of pissed me off with Dan. They asking for money and then the fucking help move. I mean, I know a lot of people that I talk to, they say he's cool, but some of the stuff Dan did kind of bug me. I don't like people, you know, truthing for money. That's never been for me. I always made fun of those people.
Yeah, I mean, well, he never really truthed for money. He actually came out in his defense. I'll say that he when he did ask for the money, he was pretty upfront about it. He was just like, well, I'm basically begging you guys. So if you want to help, you can. I hate that I have to do this, and I'm openly begging. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys and blah, blah, blah. So he was really honest about it. And then it only happened that one time. So, I mean, and he needed help, I guess. I mean, if I would have had lots of money, I probably would have helped him. I wasn't able to at the time, but I mean, I see where you're coming from too, though. But compare what he does to what IPS does, though. You see what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Or
the thing.
compare what
People that hustle. Yeah, that fucking pisses me off. The way he was a sticker fundraiser, and then they were claiming the steam rocket was going to prove flat Earth, and even Jeranism, and they were all going on all the shows claiming it was going to be this big thing, and then it slowly, months and months, it would fade. Oh, it's just a promotion. It's like a NASCAR sticker, and everything fucking shit. And I'm like, you fucking assholes, man! You just kind of hustled a bunch of people that were coming into flat Earth, a bunch of new people that were into this to give you money, and he's still running a hustle where he's got like $10 a month to join his little club. And God damn, that guy's funny. Hey, Lori's in the house.
Yeah, I wrote a country song for IPS. You ever heard that?
Is that are you the one that did I'm IPS, or is that
That's me.
All right, okay, I like that song. That was a good song. That was a great song.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, he had gotten me banned from live streaming for 3 months, and so in that time, I decided to work on that project.
Nice.
But no, like, I got to rephrase what I said. Compare what Dan Pratt was forced to do that one time to what people like IPS do, and and all that, and like Jaron too. With his super chat. And I could put super chat on right now, but I don't think I'm going to.
No, don't do it.
There's no reason to, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make life easier if people pay my fucking telephone bill and shit. But I'm not really. I'm just contributing, I guess, time and energy, but a lot of it's not really work when I'm live streaming. It's not really, well, it is work, I guess, when I kind of like write notes about what I want to talk about. I guess it's work, but I'm kind of also free balling and just venting and ranting. So is that really work, or is that fun? Should I get paid for that? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's like the internet. We should all be on talking freely, openly. I mean, everyone hides their fucking face and their name, and they, everyone's got. No one wants to really talk or even show who they are. And that's the whole opposite with the internet. We should not be anonymous. We should all be like, this is how I feel. This is, we should debate politics. We should debate religion. We shouldn't be afraid to talk about these things. That's everyone just hides behind avatars and talks shit rather than just being themselves and giving real opinions, I think.
Yeah, that's the worst, man. When people are little pussies like that, man, they just hide, they never show their face and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say everyone that hides their face is just a pussy, because then I'd have to lump in Andres and Schlumminger and shit. Thing is that you're right, man. This is social media. What's wrong with showing your face and actually being honest and stating a real opinion? Is it because they don't have real opinions, or is it because they fear that their own opinion is either just a clone of everybody else's, or it's wrong, or they're unworthy to speak it? Or, I mean, like, who is so, like, why would someone hide their opinion? Why are they ashamed of themselves? Are they insecure about their opinion? These are questions that I ask myself. You're right, man. People all need to show their fucking faces on here, man. It would make things 10,000 times easier. There'd be a lot more interesting shit going on if we could actually see each other's faces.
Yeah, if people weren't so afraid to. They think, someone's gonna find out where I am, and they're gonna call. Like, they're not gonna find out where you are and call you if you're not being a dick. Maybe, I mean, maybe if you're being an extreme asshole, someone might be like, I'm gonna try and hunt you down. But if you're just being a regular person and talking, and I don't think people are going to fuck with you, really.
I know. I mean, maybe there's people out there that are have jobs, like medical field jobs or something, where they can't be known to believe things like flat Earth, because if they get found out, like, it could affect their fucking career and all that bullshit. Yeah. But I mean, well, yeah. I mean, if you're someone who's living that kind of life where you're fake 9 to 5, and then you come home and you get on the internet and you talk about JFK being a hoax and 9/11 and flat Earth and you name it down the list, then you're serving two masters. You're not being true to yourself. Like, I don't see why people like that can't just.
I annoy the shit out of all the people at my work. They'll I bug them all because they know I'm a big conspiracy dummy, so they'll always ask me, what's my opinion on this, or why did Princess Diana? There's always a new question they got for me, and I always give them some answer, because being in this world, you hear every fucking theory. But I like to fucking speak my opinion. I don't give a fuck. And even with religion, I see you're a bit of a religious guy, and I'm kind of the opposite. I think religion is part of the conspiracy, and I think the Abraham religions are part of the problem. But you're on Team Jesus, I guess, and Team Christianity. That's your angle. I don't mean to disrespect.
Not necessarily Christianity, as in the traditional.
Right.
But
Yeah, I definitely believe that there's a creator and that he came in the flesh in the form of Jesus and basically showed that living a wholesome life and having goodness, it's a possibility. It's something that can be done, and that's something that can be strived for, and that there's a good reason to be a good person, basically. And I believe that you got to live your life with honor and not stab people in the back, not treat people like shit. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for the weak, but that doesn't mean be a white knight, you know,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I believe that there's definitely God created us, and Jesus is God in the flesh that came here to prove a point and to redeem us for the fact that we fall short because of the fact that we live in the material world. We live in the flesh, and living in the material existence is it's a trap. It's a test. It's a cage. It's a prison. Living in the material world, and that when you die, then you actually get the freedom that you deserve. That's when you're in your true form. And this realm, this material world, is all. It all ties into the whole. Well, anyways, that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. No, because see, my always probably I grew up in a big religious family. Like my dad was a minister and grandpas and uncles and all that stuff. And I see religion as a business. They're all friendly people, but it would seem more of a business to me. But even with like the Jesus stories and all that, and I mean they're nice stories, but we've all seen the stories where there's similar stories from before, and we can find you know peaceful teachings in a lot of religions and in a lot of philosophies. It doesn't necessarily come from Middle Eastern folklore. And I would think just how we've been manipulated through the hundreds of years of wars and kings and queens and the overthrowing of and burnings of libraries, that for us to now in this day and age and know the manipulation we've been through, and if we're actually living in a flat earth, that we can trust any sort of religious book that's come from any of these people of our past authority and think that we're getting some straight answers. I don't know. I think seems ridiculous. And even like for civilizations like China or the Chinese people that were around thousands of years before Christianity and all that, and now everyone's basing calendars off Christianity and off the Middle Eastern folklore. I don't know. It seems a little seems ridiculous when you break it down, and that we try and separate ourselves through the ridiculousness of whose God is better than the other.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that it's bigger than even people's different gods. I think that there's really just a creator. Like, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of this stuff's a big mystery. So I know that it's a big struggle, even for me, to believe that a particular person existed and that that person was actually that same creator that lived in the flesh. I know it's like impossible to prove, and there's all these ways to debunk that, that Jesus even existed and all that. Mm-hmm. But the fact that we exist in the material world proves to me, with logically, that we have to have been created. And so there is a creator or a creating force.
Yeah.
And
I can see that. I'm not an atheist.
At bare minimum, even if Jesus and that aspect of the whole story isn't true, well, I'm not even necessarily pumping for the Bible itself. I know that a lot of people say that the God that's in the Bible is actually a false God and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I kind of lean.
Yeah. But
angry. Look, when you think about the test of what is the test of Isaac or Abraham, and would you sacrifice your son? I know he didn't do it, but would you prove to me your allegiance by sacrificing your son? Would you? And I mean, if any God that's supposed to be a loving God that created me said to me, I have 3 kids, prove your love to me. You'll bring your kid up to the top of this mountain and show me that you would sacrifice him to me. And then at the last minute he stops. Nah, if some being wanted me to do that, that's not a being I would bow down to. And I don't see how that's something we can worship. I don't see how that's even like a possibility to worship that kind of creator, which doesn't seem like a loving creator, which is what we're searching for. And I don't find that there.
Think about this. Let's say the Bible is completely contrived by like the Roman Empire. Okay. Even the Old Testament, all of it's just faked by the Romans. Let's assume that. Okay.
Or the other ones.
Yeah, and what about Well, what I'm going to say is that that story culturally at that time in history to those people might have like born a different or had a different weight to it, a different kind of substance to it, a different kind of meaning to it culturally to them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like how you feel about your kids now, maybe the people at the time didn't view life the way that you're viewing it now here in 2018.
Do you have kids?
You know what I'm saying? Something.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, as soon as a human has a kid, they'll look in the eyes, you'll be like, I don't want this kid to be hurt by anything.
Well, yeah, awesome. Of course, but
it's just not. That's why the natural love and that is built into us. We don't need this like, oh, if there wasn't the Bible, or we would be all bad, and what would be the reason to be good? I don't understand that. Like, people think I need this Bible, or otherwise I would do what I want. If I don't understand that mentality. No, you be good because you be a good person. You be friendly. You be kind. Yeah, that needing the fear of some angry God seems ridiculous.
Well, have you ever actually read through the Bible?
Not in years, but I grew up deep in it. I'm telling you, like, it was my whole childhood, and then I just had to back out. But I love the philosophies of Jesus. Like, that is, so I connect with that philosophy of being the friendly, take away the people that are trying to shill for money, kind of in the, make religion into a money empire, and just preach love and acceptance. I do love that story. I just don't think it's realistic in this of how they say it went down.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know that there has to be a creator. Mm-hmm. And the way that the stories, the parables of Jesus and like his adventures and everything are told, I know that they supposedly equate to other cultures, accounts of their gods and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I guess whoever wrote that is rather brilliant, because when you actually, man, I feel like I'm just babbling, but when you actually,
the pot does.
When you actually follow through with, Jesus being God in the flesh, and you listen to everything he says, it actually makes perfect sense, because he keeps saying that over and over. So he keeps saying, like, I am the Father, I am God that created everything. So it's not like certain aspects of his story might equate to other religions that came before it, or whatever, if that's even true, if you can even trust history, or they can have that, but they did. Those gods and those other stories are not sitting there saying, I am the one and only God, and I'm that God manifested into physical form. None of them ever really say that specifically. So that's how Jesus is separated from all those other, gods that people.
Well, that's what the Quran does over and over again, though. Like, the Quran over and over, after every verse says, there's only one God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet. And it's after every single verse. And that's what these books do. It's a form of hypnosis and brainwashing, because when you study any kind of hypnosis and brainwashing, the whole thing you do is repeat the same thing over and over again. And that goes in someone's head. And that's what kind of threw me with Eric's video. With every 5 minutes, he would repeat, with the earth 25,000 miles in circumference. And he would always say 25,000 miles in circumference, which is what they say the earth is. But it's just that he's putting that in your head over and over again. So maybe it's the conspiracy is just the earth is 50,000 miles in circumference, and we're just being fucked with of the size and the land masses and the, maybe it's just a giant ball. You know what I mean? I don't know, because I've come to the place where there's too much disinformation where I don't know what the fuck to believe. I don't know if I'm in a computer right now. Are we in a computer? Where are we? Validation.
Yeah, you're on that next level, bro. That's where we all end up, man. That's how far we've all gone down this rabbit hole. So you're right there with everybody, man. That's about as far as we can go. Yeah, that's why I say I'm a fucking dogmatist, because at this point it's just faith. Faith is next level belief. Mm-hmm. If I got to believe that what I see is flat, so to me the earth is a flat plane. Anytime I've ever interacted with it, even when I've gone up in airplanes and everything, it's always been a flat plane to me. So I'm just going to say dogmatically.
It always looked like a motherboard to me when I was like landing on a plane. I would see the way if you're landing into a city like Toronto or somewhere, it just looks like a fucking flat motherboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got airplanes going over me all the time. So if you hear me muting, it's just because I know these airplanes are super loud out here.
I thought it was the agency giving you questions, because people say you work for an agency too.
So do you think volcanoes are a hoax?
No, that was the one thing that I fucked with Mark Sargent about, because he said lava in one of his videos came from giant furnaces underground. And I was like, man, that just sounds stupid. If you start telling people lava comes from giant furnaces underground, no one's going to believe the Earth is flat because that just sounds ridiculous. And he's supposed to be the, the Mr. Leader or the second leader behind Eric, I guess, that knows all. And that's the dumbest thing ever. Do you think lava comes from giant furnaces underground?
No, no, definitely not. See, but what Mark Sargent is talking about isn't the same thing as the question: are volcanoes a hoax? Because the volcanoes being a hoax thing is it's been copied by Hans Wormhat, but the originator of it was Aaron Dover, who allegedly is dead, but his channel is still up.
I thought that was fuel.
And he said that. What's that?
I thought it was about fuel being a hoax, not lava, or like airplane fuel.
No, Aaron Dover. I don't think he ever did airplane fuel. He died like over a year ago now, I think.
Yeah,
But
I've heard of him.
one of the last few things, yeah, one of the last few things he talked about was volcanoes being a hoax, just like that people are manufacturing the lava underneath the ground, not that the Earth is one giant thing that some aliens have created and they're the ones building fake volcanoes. That's what Mark Sargent is suggesting. He's suggesting something weird like that. I don't know.
Has he been to Hawaii?
He talks about it.
He's got to go.
I don't know, but
go to Hawaii. They're pretty real.
Yeah, I mean, well, this guy Aaron Dover, he went to erupting volcanoes and stuff,
Yeah.
and he would like put stuff in the lava, and he would be like, "Look, this is all a hoax and shit," and he would like,
What?
"This is all it's like burnt trash." Yeah, it's crazy, man. You should check out Aaron Dover's channel. He says that hot springs
Really?
hot springs are a fucking hoax.
No,
Fucking
the fucking shit in Iceland or whatever.
Volcanoes.
See, that's
volcanoes are a fucking hoax.
That's one of those things I think to get us saying stupid shit. That can't be because there's hundreds of videos.
Why not?
People all take fucking trips to go to Hawaii and Iceland, and they sit in the hot springs and they make out and they get naked and they do silly things. That's just a normal thing. That seems crazy if we're being like, that's like saying Disneyland's just fake because if you haven't been there, it's only on TV and it's only in the movies. That gets a little crazy. No, I don't know. Do you think lava is fake or volcanoes?
I think there's a possibility that some of them could be faked or they're not exactly what we think they are, and people are manipulating them, manipulating mountains and just, I don't know, really. We don't really know. That's the whole beauty of it.
Someone else is saying hot springs are bullshit in here. Tagawaka Ayasui. Man, volcanoes. I didn't even know this was a thing. Holy shit. You guys are blowing my mind, man.
Really?
Yeah. I just learned about the airplane thing, and I thought, yeah, that one's a little fishy when they say 60,000 liters of fuel is going into wings because of the weight of it. I was like, yeah, man, that seems like a lot of weight to go inside of wings. So that one kind of made me think a bit.
Yeah, that one made me think a little bit too, but I did some math. Me and my woman did the research. We looked up a specific plane. We looked up what the cube. We did all this fucking mathematics and shit. She's a math whiz too. And we did all this fucking shit converting because, fuel weighs less than water. So the same amount of fuel volume wise as water, it's going to weigh a lot less. Like water's just heavier than fuel or than jet fuel at least. And so
yeah, but there is still weight.
It takes up.
If you break down the weight, there is still weight to it. And the calculations of the weight of 60,000 liters, I think was like fucking 80,000.
How many tons and shit, right?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like there is still weight to it, even if it's less than water. You know what I mean? It's still I know, but I backed out of it though too.
It's a weird thing. You could go either way on the jet fuel hoax. You could go either way on it because the planes say that they hold the fuel in their tails and that they hold it in their wings. And when you actually look at how big the wings are, you can park like lots of cars across those wings and stuff. And you start thinking, well, each car itself is approximately like if you squared that car off into a rectangle and cut it in half, you'd have 2 squares. And each one of those squares would represent like a ton of liquid, about. Yeah. And you say, well, they're fitting like all 200 something cars on the wings of that plane or something, or 90 cars and shit. It's like, well, maybe that tonnage of liquid could fit inside there. And then you incorporate the tail. It looked like it'd be possible in some of the cases because we did the research and we started doing the numbers and we looked at the what was it, the 747 dash something. We looked at 400 or something like the 747 800 or the 747 400 or something like that. And we looked at it specifically and we did all the math for that plane and what the claims were for the fuel storage on that plane and everything. We went to one specific plane and did it, and it seemed like it actually was feasible. So I felt like I debunked that it's kind of like the no trees on the flat earth or the whole like mountains used to be giants and shit like that.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Everyone in
How do
there.
you feel about how do you feel about mountains used to be giants? You know.
Yeah, I never got into that one. That one went big for I think about a week and a half. Where people, some guy with an accent came out with a video, and he was telling everyone that the fucking mountains were all trees. And I went, wow! Everyone was like, "This is the most beautiful thing ever. I've awakened again." Oh my god, what are you guys talking about, man? Fucking those are trees. That seems a little crazy. I mean, I get petrified wood and shit, but
Well,
that's getting crazy.
yeah. Well, and then there's another level to that where they're saying that those rock formations aren't trees, but that they're actual titans. They're actual giant people, like giants. Yeah.
People are watching too much, like J.R.R. Tolkien or something. You know what I mean?
Well, one of the latest things too is the there's a channel called UAP. Have you heard of that guy? UAP, capital
Yeah.
UAP.
Actually, I think I started following him recent. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only discovered him recently, but he was talking about how Mount St. Helens was a controlled demolition, and they were trying to wipe the face off the mountain because it really was just like a giant's face that had fallen there, and the Indian tribes had a name for it, and they had a name. It was a female, Titan goddess or whatever, and they had a name for it, and their tribes or their people are named after it and everything. And so government wanted to destroy it. So in 1986, they blew off the face off of Mount St. Helens. That's the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, everything's a fucking hoax, man. Like traffic jams are, fucking hoax, man.
No.
Traffic jams are, traffic is a hoax.
I'm a driver, man. I come to Toronto, come to the fucking 401. It ain't no fucking hoax. It's just people don't know how. That's the problem is. Okay, let me teach people how to drive quickly. When you're getting on a highway, and
I'm a driver by profession too.
Okay,
I'm a driver by profession.
Okay,
6
good.
days a week, brother. All fucking mad hours on the road. So
I do
yeah,
60 hours a week. But okay, when you merge onto the highway, don't try and race to the end and then cut right in so you can make everyone else stop that's in the slow lane, because then that stops a whole chain reaction. Everyone's slowing. So if you when you're getting on the highway, just kind of come in easy. And then you can go all the way to the end, but don't race to the end. Just kind of go in easy. And then when you see an opening, then go over, and everyone kind of merges. And then you'll see the whole highway will start to move together. But when someone races to the end and then cuts in, you start a chain reaction of everyone slamming on their fucking brakes, and you suck and you can't drive and you should be off the road. Thank you. That's my speech for fucking drivers. Fanny Cancer says my mic is annoyingly big. Yeah, but I have a professional microphone for music, Fanny. Show your face, Fanny Cancer. You can't show it either. Shout out to Lanny McDonald. Yeah, he's got a better mustache than me. He's the best hockey player of, well, not the best hockey player, but he had a great mustache. Best mustache of all hockey players. I'm working on it.
So when it comes to hockey,
yes, sir. I'm more of a basketball guy.
Would you? Okay, but you're an avid hockey fan too, of course.
I like the Leafs. Yeah, I'm a Leaf guy.
Okay.
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
As a hockey fan, yes, would you say it's possible that the greatest? Now, it doesn't matter who you're going to say the greatest player is. Now, okay, when it comes to the debate of who is the greatest hockey player of all time, is it fair to include a goalie just as much as an offensive scorer in that debate?
Yeah.
Is it fair or not?
I mean, now they'd just be in their own category of greatest goalie. Just because it's a different. I mean, there's no goalie that's gonna live up to a Wayne Gretzky really, or to like a Mario Lemieux or a fucking or a Gordie. Like you just can't. Like Patrick, wow, like yeah, he was good, but he's not bigger. Marty Brodeur, okay, he's good, but he ain't fucking. Who's it? They're the only two biggest, and they got the old awesome Ron Hextall back in the day would just beat the shit out of you. But who's gonna beat a fucking offensive? You just can't be the name Gretzky. Americans know who Gretzky is. You know what I mean?
Oh, we know about Wayne Gretzky. Everybody knows about Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. So
Wheaties.
You watched the cartoon back with Wayne Gretzky, and it was Michael Jordan, and who's the other guy? Bo Jackson. Way back in
cartoon
in the 80s, it's a pretty good one. Shout out to the 80s.
Yeah, I remember that.
How old are you? I need to ask because I'm doing research on you.
On the brink of 40.
I'm 37.
About to go over the hill. Yeah, I'm about to go over the hill very soon.
So you're 39? because I was trying to do the
Mhm.
math with your band and your music, and when you were traveling, and it's had a similar story, if I'm being honest, to how Patricia Steer doesn't have any tapes of her old radio show. How she says she was like an old radio person. That's the one thing that bugs me about. I haven't heard any old radio shows because I'm a big radio guy. I love talk radio, and I haven't heard her like, where's my B-reel? Where's the stuff from the old radio station? And then you said you were in a band like 25 years ago and traveling with all these punk bands, but all the tapes, just like the telemetry data from the moon landings were burnt up. Like you said, you didn't have any. You didn't have any of the tapes anymore. So do you have tapes still? Is there music of the Validation Boy from the punk rock 80s or 90s? And if it was 25 years
it
ago, you'd be like,
exists.
okay, I need to hear this music. Or it's a
Thing
hoax,
is
or it's
that-
a hoax, or Validation Boy's music career is a hoax.
Well, you can think that if
You
you
play
want.
it.
I don't
I'm playing with you.
care.
I'm playing with you, man. I'm playing.
Yeah,
I like to bug people.
I know. But I mean, damn, I was trying to get to something before you said all that, though. What were we talking about, man?
I don't know. Some guys, I can't tell if my mic's back because he says, keep talking with your volume turned down. I don't know what that means. I think we need to get Fanny Cancer on the show.
Fuck them.
I'm just joking. I think they're fucking with me. How long have you been doing the show, Mr. Validation? How many years strong?
It's the show debuted in late 2016.
Nice.
Or no. What am I talking about? Mid 2016. No. Late 2016. My bad, bro.
All right. No, that's all right. See, I
had a 1 year anniversary episode.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was huge. That's the one where Timothy Osmond and Patricia Steer were brought together for the first time.
No way.
Under my I'm the guy, bro.
I've actually they're both very nice to me. Tim Osmond is nice to me, and Patricia Steer is nice to me, and it's weird because everyone thinks that they're horrible people, and I'm like, I don't know, they've been friendly to me. Tim Osmond was like, you're hanging around with that Murdoch crew too much, and they're crazy. You need to back away from that. And I was like, yeah, I see your point, man. But he's the one that's been around for years, and he says the Earth isn't flat, and he hates flat Earth, and he's going away from flat Earth, and then I see him every week making a new flat Earth video. I'm like, shit, man, you're attached just like all of us, Timmy. You can't leave it.
There's no escape.
Are you still friends with Mr. Tim?
All right. Oh yeah, I just haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah.
Because me and Tim intellectually are at this roadblock where he wants to use intangible objects in the sky to prove that the ground is a ball, and I say that those things in the sky are untouchable. We don't really know what or where they are, so you can't use them and say that they're proving anything about any shape of anything, because we don't know if they're just like, we don't know what the fuck they are. We don't know what lights in the sky are. We don't know physically. So they could all just be projections or holograms, or they could be appearing to each of us individually. Like you said, we're in some kind of fucking simulation, or this is the creator's creation and it's some kind of strange magic that God put here to bewilder us or confuse us. It doesn't really matter, on the ground, it's flat. So, and me and Tim, that's where we're stuck. So he did a whole show with me, and then we went our separate ways like normal. And about 8 days ago, him and Soundly and Jem sat around talking about how the sun is this and the moon does this, and therefore the Earth's a fucking ball. And then I, spent my whole last week live stream basically correcting them and reiterating the fact once again that all the arguments that they have been saying, we've already had many conversations live where I debunked every fucking word that they're saying, and they're just sitting here repeating shit that I've already shut down and had them agree to that it's been shut down. And they're just sitting here acting like I never shut them down. It's like, come on, dude. And I guess he's bored. He wants to see things his way, even though he's wrong.
Yeah.
They just won't accept the fact that like I laid this intellectual smackdown on the flat Earth community over a year ago, and it's really the be all end all argument that really ends the whole debate.
Yeah.
And some
like
people
your
recognize
confidence.
it, some people don't.
I like your confidence.
It's true though.
No, it's good. Awesome. Well, it's been good to talk to you. I thank you for having me on. I probably got to go watch the end of the Raptors, and I really appreciate you having me on here, man, and validating me. And I hope we can get along in the future and talk about things. And I know we have some different opinions, but probably some of the same. And you seem like a good dude.
Oh
so
yeah.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Quick question, man.
Yes, and ask me.
Who's the greatest? Who's a better center all time? Kareem Abdul or Shaquille O'Neal?
See, I was too young for Kareem. I was too young for him. So
But the stats don't. But the stats don't lie. I know you know his history.
not enough, to be honest. I'm like a '90s basketball guy, so I was right into like Inside the NBA, Ahmad Rashad every fucking Saturday. I love that show. Did you watch that? Ahmad Rashad, you remember him? He was fucking great.
I used to watch that. Yeah, I used to watch a lot of NFL too.
Yeah. But no, I would.
All right, man.
Who would you say? Wait, out of the three, okay, the three top: Kobe, Michael, and LeBron.
Michael.
Really? Yeah. See, I'm thinking LeBron's overtaking everything. I hate Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, Kobe. Kobe is witchcraft. All right.
He's a rapist.
Fucking
Allegedly.
Yeah, he's a rapist. Yeah,
Allegedly.
he's a fucking rapist. They all are.
Yeah.
And fucking no, Michael Jordan, hands down, bro. He's the fucking pioneer. He's the granddaddy. He's the first. He's the biggest, the baddest, dude. He's like the Elvis Presley of it all. You know what I'm
he's
saying?
kind of a dick, but yeah,
yeah. Fuck it, that don't matter.
Yeah, I know he's good. He's a good ball player. But all right, my brother. Thank you, man. Much love.
Hey, you know what? It's been an honor to have you, man. You've been a fantastic guest. I'm glad that I had you in here. Thanks for Jed suggesting you too.
No, sorry if I rambled. I get rambly at times too, but thank you.
Yeah, no, sometimes I'm a real sometimes I'm a real humdrum dude, man. So don't worry. No worries. You had a great appearance tonight. I'm glad you came on. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Shout out to Jed. And the Murdoch crew.
All right, guys. As you can see, nothing but good times in Validation Boy live stream. Give me a minute and I'll be right back to you.
All right, guys. You know, pretty much should have just ended the show when the guest left. But, you know, there's just so much going on in the chat. We've been joined by Karen B. Got raped by Bigfoot. Ooh, interesting fucking screen name. Who says VB is scared of red? Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah. So we had a great guest. You know, Canine Impregnation Boy has joined us. Glad to have you in here. Chapin Roberts. Dances with Zombies, who wants to come on and pretend to be Reds. Red Pill University, who was a guest a short while back, says he wants to interject new ideas into the conversation. Maybe I should do another show. Maybe I should do a show with Red Pill University sometime this week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday night. How do you feel about that? And we could talk about all your new ideas. We see John LeBon joining the chat. Yeah, in fact, how do you feel about that? You know, put it here in the chat. How do you feel about that? Would you want to do that? Let's see. He might not even be in here anymore. Oh well. But John LeBon. John LeBon is in here, you know. He's at work, you know. He's dogging on people for debating the flat earth, saying it's a waste of their lives. That's why I don't debate on it. The debate's over. I ended the debate like a year ago, you know. In fact, John LeBon, I punked you out on your whole, you know, trying to equate things on the micro to being the same on the macro. I messed you up on that. P. Mars wrote it forever. And he considers John LeBon the micro macro man, you know. And the intangible argument put it all to sleep, put it all to rest. You know, there's no need for flat earth conventions and any of that shit. I just simply came out with it on YouTube and talked about it, and that was it. It was over. Give me a fucking break. It really is over when you think about the intangible argument. It's the end of the fucking road. Everybody fucking knows it. Nobody wants to, you know, admit to the fact that, oh, fuck, Validation Boy pretty much summed it all up. He summed it all up. All of it. It's done. This fucking guy, this dark, dark corner of Flat Earth on YouTube. How dark is that corner? You know what I'm saying? I got like an extra 200 sock accounts subscribed to me right now. Blowing me up for no reason. Do I even deserve it? At this point, I need guests. I need guests moving forward for the survival of this live stream for the time being. Either way, it's great to have all you guys in here. What do you guys want me to talk about? Flat Earth forever? I can't. I already ended the argument. The only thing left is to rub it in Tim's face when, in Jed's face and John LeBon's face and Gem Panda's face, when they fucking come out and sit there and fucking repeat the same dumb shit that I already put to sleep a long time ago. Like right in their faces, right? Live on a live stream. That's this with zombies. 1 + 1 = 3. There is a way to sort that problem. That can be proven. I know that 0 + 1 = 3. Oh, I could tell you how 1 + 1 = 3. Okay. Here's how. It's a little bit of wordplay. Okay. Now we're going to get kind of deep here. 1 would be the first number in the equation. The second one that you're adding to that 1 is now referred to as number 2. Okay, so you have the sum of the first character, which happens to be a 1, which equals 1. You have the sum of, well, not the sum, but you have like the totality of the second number. So you're putting that at the symbol, you're dubbing that the symbol 2. And when you do 1, the symbol for 1, and then the symbol for the plus, and then the symbol for the 2 being the second, then you can equal the symbol for the 3. Now, in reality, 1 + 1 would equal 2, because you can't have 2 candy bars and make it become 3 candy bars just by saying that there's 3. But wordplay and symbol-wise, you can indeed say that 1 + 1 = 3. Now, 0 + 1 = 3 in this way. The 0 is the first number in the equation. Some people say 0 is not a number. No, it's a number. It's definitely a real number. It's a whole number. It's an integer, okay? It's a point that exists that needs to be accounted for. Therefore, it is the first number. Now, the 1 would be the second number. So you have the first number, and the 0, and then the 1. And then, it's just like the other thing. Symbolically, it equals 3. It's now the third item. 0 + 1 = 3. Because when it equals something, that something is the third thing. Thus, it's 3. You have 3 symbols there now, don't you? There's all kind of ways around it. You can think your way through it. Any math can be proven symbolically. Okay? And that's why math is just theoretical bullshit on paper. And that's the kind of shit that Tim Osman, Red's Rhetoric, fucking Sly Sparkane, fucking Sly Sparkane, you know what I'm saying? And fucking Soundly and Tim Osman, John LeBon, Jed, even them, not dissing them, but that's the kind of shit that these guys want to use to prove their globe. Got the fuck, okay? So, numbers, mathematics, it's all on paper. It's all bullshit. It can all be reworded. It can all be fucked with and played with theoretically. That's why numbers don't fucking prove nothing. They're just symbols and ideas in the human mind. It's all they ever will be. And they think that those fun play symbols and little children's games of numbers and shit prove physical existence, prove attributes about physical existence that they themselves can't witness, but they trust numbers on paper. These little magic fun play numbers that they make up. You can type them in your computer all day too. It's all just, empty numbers and shit, symbols that mean nothing. You can make them say whatever the fuck you want. And this is what they live. This is how they live their lives, with that worldview, thinking that that is reality. I think that's unhealthy. I'm worried about them. That's why I'm a flat earther. I want to save people like Tim Osmond. I want to save people like John LeBon. They need my help. Jed, they need my help. Thank goodness I am here for them, to teach them. They've learned. I mean, I'm not going to even say this about Jed. Jed has his own views that are, still formidable. But Tim, John LeBon, even Slice Barcane, Soundly, all you guys, man. You've learned this, Gem, Panda, you've learned this lesson before. And I'm coming at you with love. You've learned this lesson before, over and over and over. You can be defiant little students, but the teacher is always going to be here to remind you of the reality of the fact that I put this to fucking sleep over a year and a half ago, or over a year ago, whenever the fuck it was. All praise to the Father for showing me this, and all praise to the Father for showing me the connection, the fact that the earth is merely, the globe earth, and the idea of it is merely a material, idol worshiping, artistic expression of the pregnant belly of Gaia. And when you think the earth is a globe, you are straight up paganistic Gaia worshiping without even fucking realizing it. It's Mother Earth, the material fucking world. Okay? And they call it those things for a reason. Watch my video, Flat Earth, the Global Gynocracy. I'm going to link it below. I can't pound it home enough. It's one of the most, it's the biggest conspiracy of all times in the world right now. It's the big one. Okay? And the video has 400 something views. You guys need to watch it. You need to understand what's happening in the world. Okay? And why the world is the way that it is. It answers, if you really meditate on what you'll hear in that video, you really meditate on it and let yourself go down all kinds of rabbit holes. Eventually you're going to figure out how it all fucking works, and how there's pretty much all the answers except for what happens after death, because that's our creator's realm. That's our creator's. This is all his too, obviously. But I mean, when we're here, we're kind of separated from the creator, kind of, in a way, in a big way. And it's called the material world. It's called Mother Earth. It separates us from God. So, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I went to fucking, Lucy Lemon's channel, and she's mirrored some guy talking about how goddess worship is key. I'm going to link that below too. It's got to be one of those foolish, disgusting things I've ever heard someone say. Several things that are said in that. Me and my woman watched it and she just laughed. It's insane what this guy is being told by a certain individual out there that we need to maybe keep an eye out on. Someone who used to be subscribed to me, might even still be, but things are getting real fucking weird, dude. Things are getting real fucking weird. I'm going to link that video below, and I'm going to link Flat Earth, the Global Gynocracy below. A Validation Boy original. The Validation Boy original. You know what I'm saying? And because these are the messages that people need to hear. This is the next level shit. This is the shit that once you can come to these areas of thought in your mind and be meditating on the things that I'm talking about and things I'm thinking about, your life's going to change. You're going to have a lot more personal control. You're going to find yourself having no desire to do anything except what's right, basically. Okay? Be humble before your creator. God put us here. God gave us Jesus Christ. When we die, we have to answer to our creator. You have to humble yourself now. And what's so horrifying about that? What's so horrifying about that idea? If someone who says, oh, I don't want to be controlled by no God. So what do you want to do? You want to go out there and murder kids and shit? You want to just rape everybody? You want to just fucking nuke your fucking grandma's house and shit. What do you want to fucking do? What is it that you need to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people, even if you don't believe in God, why would you, on a spiritual level, why would you want to submit to this material realm when you know that this is all bullshit? You know that this life is but rags before your creator. You know that. So, I mean, even if you don't think there even is a creator and you think that it's just a spiritual thing, you know, well, then to be in balance with the universe, you should know better than to indulge in such material, sickening fucking atrocities and shit, materialistic atrocities in the name of your ego or for your pleasure and shit. So just, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. You have to submit to the will of our creator. Okay? Because you do. You will. Trust me, you will. You know? So be smart about your life now and be humble. You know, crusade for real justice. Don't be like this fucking crack granny. This methed out fucking trash granny that tried to fuck with me and my you know, story that I was telling earlier. My hypothetical, that's the fucking word I was looking for. My hypothetical story that I was making up earlier. Don't be one of those people that fight for the wrong things. You know, be the guy on the right side of that equation who fights back against somebody like that, puts them in their fucking place, and restores some fucking order in this fucked up Sodom and Gomorrah that we're fucking subjected to. Thanks to our satanic fucking government. Fight back. Fight the good fight, though. Fight on the right side of things. And that goes out to Jem Panda and Tim Osmond and John LeBon. Accept the fact that you are all flat earth dogmatists. Deep down inside, you know that you are. I know you've explored those realms in your mind. And I know that deep down inside, you really are. And you have no way to shut down those fucking arguments inside your mind, no matter how far you try to go, no matter what ways you try to find around them. Guys, I've ended it for you. I've revealed to you, Tim Osmond, that you are a flat earth dogmatist. I've revealed it to you, Jem Panda and John LeBon. You can thank me at any fucking time, guys. You know, and I'm not saying I'm better than any of you guys for having done this to you or for you, really. I'm not saying I'm better than you. But a thank you would be appreciated. And with that, this has been Validation Boy Livestream, May 7th, 2018.